Hey guys, welcome back to Spence Outdoors. Today I wanted to go over a few things with you. I've been practicing a lot with my bow, and so I decided to get the ground blind out. And I wanted to go through a couple steps that I do, maybe it'll help you. These are just all my opinions. I've just learned this on my own. It don't really matter. Some stuff's basic knowledge, some stuff ain't. But going over the first thing, I'll just let you see the ground blind. I'll let her show it to you. I think it's a Rhino blind. It's okay. So far it hasn't broke. I think they upgraded the bars in here so where they don't break as easy, which is good because I've had a lot of ground blinds where they just rip and the bars break and they're like made out of carbon fiber like an arrow and they just splinter off and it's a disaster. But so let's say this hypothetically was set up in a hunting situation right now. This is out in the woods. I'm getting ready to go out there. See how this path right here is, I mean, there's some stuff. I didn't rake it or nothing, but this was out in the woods. I would want to take and rake a path. That way I could get my ground blind. Early in those November mornings, crisp, cool November mornings, waiting for that buck to run through by rut. I want to get in there pretty quiet. I don't want to spook that spot. I don't want no sticks breaking when I'm walking in there. So I always make sure I have a clean access path. That way I can sneak in there as quiet as possible, get my stuff in there, sit down, and be as quiet as I can. That's number one. Number two, I think that it is overlooked a lot. I think a lot of guys that I know, will just grab their ground blind the day before. They'll get it out of their shed or garage or whatever, and they'll just throw it on their back. And they'll walk in there that morning or whenever they're wanting to hunt, and they'll just throw it up, and they won't brush it in or nothing. I think that's one of the stupidest things you can do. You're in the deer's living room or bedroom or whatever. They know every single thing that's supposed to be there. They know a stick that fell a day ago. So I brush my ground blinds in heavy. And when I take this ground blind out, I usually take that out like a week or two before season opens, or whenever I'm wanting to hunt. I set that ground blind up a week or two before. So on all these new Rhino blinds, they have these things right here all around their ground blind. I mean, you can't miss a spot of it. All up here, all down here. So I brush my ground blinds in heavy. I mean, it works pretty simple too. I mean, you just and if I was hunting, I'd want to spend quite a while. Me personally, I like to spend quite a while. I like to brush my ground blind in good. I like them to be covered. And I've learned the hard way. Going over to the next topic. Well, let's stay on this topic. I want to brush it in good. The best thing that I can find use for one of these is if I'm hunting in a cornfield. I would brush this in so good, it would look like a part of the cornfield. I wouldn't even know, if I didn't know where I put it, I doubt anybody could find it. That's what I'm trying to say. So, I like to brush my ground blinds in heavy, but the cornfield is most ideal for me. I like that. Now, if I'm hunting in the woods, I usually stick this back in the woods about, I don't know, 5 yards, 10 yards into the woods, and I brush it in heavy. This looks like a big brush pile by the time I get done with it. I don't like going out there that day, setting it up. That just ain't me. I like to know that I took my time, set it up, got it out there, let all my scent get off of it. I also wash this down before I put it out. I know that probably don't do much because I'm touching it and stuff when I'm setting it up, but I like to wash it down. When I get it in there, I like to spray some scent away on it. Stuff's outrageous, but I like to take my time and get it set up and know that I'm good. Next topic, learned this the hard way. Staking it down doesn't do jack. You got to stake this down like it's Fort Knox. I mean, you got to put some stakes in it now. Like this one, see how it's bent? Get you a hammer. I mean, pound those suckers in. Make it not move. You will walk out there and that ground blind, I don't care if you brush it in or whatever you do, the ground blind will be gone. It will be teared to shreds too. So, what I like to do, I didn't pound these in because I just have it out in the yard. It's for demonstration. I ain't all of it out yet. But I went out at Real King. I don't know if you have a Real King where you live or whatever. But they sell these big camping stakes. They are the best thing for this. I mean, you just put those suckers in. You know she ain't going nowhere. You know, I found these stakes at Real King. These stakes at Real King are like 99 cents. Those are pretty good long stakes. They go, and they're in the ground too. I mean, those are pretty nice long stakes. Also, as well as to staking it to the ground so it don't go nowhere. I don't care if you get the Real King stakes or not. I'm just trying to help you out. Get some rope. I think they send some with it. I lost mine. It's probably on a tree because I didn't want to untie it and all that. I just cut the rope, throw it back in the truck. But, and I've also want to say I cut the rope on our ground. This was on our ground. But take some rope. Take your rope, tie it to a tree over here. The ground blind ain't going nowhere that way. Stick it down and rope it. Those are the two best things. So we got access path, brushing it in, stakes, rope. Let's go to the inside. Tight fit, boys. Tight fitting. Alright. Now that we're inside here, I don't have my target set up, but I have my target set up like 4 yards. It was just for demonstration. So, as you can see on the ground here, this kind of goes with access path, right? I like to have my ground blind brushed out. I like to be clean of sticks and stuff like that to keep noise down. But I've also do that for 2 reasons. One, keep noise down, deer don't hear you, blah blah blah. Second reason, it's I don't think I've ever heard anybody talk about this, but when it comes late in winter and it's real cold, I like to grip my ground blind. I like to turn a heater on over there. I know that's, you're gonna say, Trenton, the heater's like 1,000 degrees. It'll burn the ground blind down and it might cause a forest fire. Yeah, well, Smokey don't approve, but I do. Okay, I'm freezing. So I like to put a heater down over there, and I like to keep warm. I get cold in the winter. Okay. Well, as well as putting the heater down, I like to put like a blanket down. Sometimes I even put 2 blankets down. I have like hunting blankets, and put them down on the ground. Keep my feet off the ground because the cold from the ground will freeze your feet off where you can't feel your toes. Okay, so I like to put blankets down. I like to keep it well insulated in here as much as I can. I have little kids that hunt with me all the time. I have my little sister, my little cousin. Her sister wants to go hunting this year. She gets cold in the winter. I get cold in the winter. I can usually tough it out. I hunt in all kinds of weather. I hunt in snow, whatever. It don't bother me. I like to be out there. But for a little kid, for example, I like to keep them warm and try to keep it less miserable as possible for them, so that way they don't get discouraged in the hunting. As you can see also, another thing, if you look up here, there's 1,000 holes in here. Don't ever expect your ground blind to be 100% waterproof. It just ain't gonna happen, boys. I don't care what you do. If someone knows how to, I'm open to suggestions, but I haven't found anything to keep it waterproof, especially if I'm brushing it in that good. Sticks are poking it. You just heard that one. I mean, it probably ripped a hole through the side. It didn't, but like, there it went right there. But, it just ain't gonna be waterproof. Second thing is your height clearance. You always want to make sure that when you're bow hunting especially, that you can shoot out this window effectively, and just know that you don't want to hit this or hit this. You want to be up over that. You want to aim kind of down. Depends on, like, that target's like 5 yards, so I'm kind of half an aim down. But let's say that deer's up on top of that hill over there by that burn pile. say that deer walks out over there, I don't really have to aim down. I just need to aim at that deer, make effective shot. So also, I want to go over a couple things before I get into my bow. Kind of got ahead of myself then. Never really heard people talk about this, but I've always thought it in the back of my mind, and I kind of just want to make not awareness about it, but just let you guys know. And maybe you think the same, maybe you don't, maybe you just don't care. But I always thought about it, especially me hunting with young kids. Shotgun season comes around. We live here in Illinois, so it's mostly shotguns. This year they are allowing rifles, which does kind of scare me. But I hunt with young kids, so like I said, I want to be as safe as I can with them, especially. But let's say you're hunting in the scrambline. Well, here in Illinois, you have to keep your orange on you. So that really does me no good, because usually when I'm deer hunting, these windows are up. I just have them cracked. So if like a deer came out, I could see the deer and slide these windows down gently, hopefully get a shot off. That's how I like to hunt. But with my orange on, it really don't make sense because nobody can see me. I know that they sell ground blinds with the orange tops, but I spent $200 on this one. I don't want to go out and spend another $200 on that one. So here's my theory. That's a big spider. That is a juicy spider. Don't want to get bit by that sucker. Anyways, I don't want to go out and spend $200 on another one. So here's my theory. My theory is I don't hunt in ground blinds during shotgun season. And I know a lot of you are like, why? Well, shotgun season's kind of dangerous. I know a lot of people like to drink and stuff and go out and shoot deer and stuff. You know, whatever. I don't want to get into it, but I don't want to be on ground level when Terry over there's had a 30-pack of Busch Light and he's getting ready to shoot me through the forehead and you don't know, okay? So I want to be up in the tree. I want to at least be 20 feet. That's just my theory. I like to keep that in the back of my head at all times because I don't want to take a kid out, Terry over here that's had 47 Busch Lights, running through the woods like a maniac, getting ready to shoot me in the forehead. I don't want that. Or for, God forbid, a little kid to get hit. So I don't hunt in ground blinds when it's anywhere close to shotgun season. During the rut, I'm normally the one that hunts, and my fiance comes with me and hunts. We like to hunt the rut, but I won't let no kids go with me during the rut. It's just too close to shotgun season. People out there practicing with their shotgun and stuff like that. And you for sure won't see me in a ground blind during shotgun season this year. I mean, now they're letting rifles in here, so I'm going to get shot by Terry from 900 yards away. And he ain't going to know it. He's, I got deer, boys. Yeah, well, you just shot me in the forehead, bud. So, I like to keep that in mind. Now, moving on to my bow. I use this bow. I know a lot of guys that like the longer bows, like the V333. You know, it's all preference, but for me as a ground blind hunter, I say I normally hunt ground blinds like 90%. I like ground blinds. Do I like this one specifically? It's alright. You know, it gets the job done. I personally like natural ground blinds a lot more. I feel like if I like go out there and I spend some time moving some brush around, cut me like shooting lanes, I feel like I can get the job done a lot more easy, and the deer will let us notice a big giant brush pile in our woods. Like I said, the only place I really like to set ground blinds, like 100% confident, is I like to set these in cornfields. I like to brush the center of corn, get in there, and then I know that, like when the deer's walking on the edge, I like to set it about, I don't know, I have to do a video of me setting it in a cornfield, because there's a cornfield this year, and I might set this up in the cornfield this year. But I like to, where was I at? I forgot what I was doing. But I like to set this in cornfields. So, as I was saying, I forgot where I left off. My memory's horrible. I was just rambling, kind of. But some guys like the longer bows. Me, personally, I like the shorter bows. Because I hunt ground blinds, so it makes sense for me to have a shorter axle to axle, so that way it fits more smoothly in the ground blind, blah blah. I think that covers a lot on that. But what I wanted to say is, when you're shooting in a ground blind, you always want to shoot sideways. I know that's probably like, well, you're like, duh. I've seen a lot of people try to shoot with their bow like this, like when they're facing like this. I like to sit perfectly sideways, know where my target's at, or know where my range is at, so that way deer's walking through, I can just easily pull back my bow confident, and all that. But what I'm getting at is know your, what the heck, bub? So know your distance back here. I like to set my hunting bag behind me. I like to set all my necessities, all my snacks, like Gatorades, Mountain Dew. I like to set it all right here. That way I can just reach over, grab it. And 95% of the time, if I'm hunting, my bow's like this. My bow is just perfectly chilling with me. She sits over there. If I have a kid with me, he sits right here. And then I got all my space right here. This ground blind's pretty big. I mean, I can scoot back even. I can be up against this window if I need to be. But I like to kind of be in the middle of this window. I like to know I can shoot out this window. It would be kind of tough for me to sit sideways and shoot this window. But I got it. Really, if I was being technical, I'd probably sit over here, because then I got all these windows to shoot out too. I could shoot out this, out this. But I like to set my front windows right here. If we're talking about these, I like to set this where I'm most confident that the deer are going to come from. We all know that ain't how it always 95% goes. It actually goes way less than that. You want them to come out here, they're coming out over here on this little side window, and I don't know how I'm shooting through that. But keep that in mind. Just know where you want the deer to come. Set up where you want them to come. Is it always going to happen like that? Absolutely not. You can't plan for everything. You can try to, but it ain't gonna work. But have your pullback room. Know where it's at. I mean, I like to sit back here sometimes, but then I'm having a hard time. I'm hitting the side of the ground blind. It's making noise. Deer looking at me. They spook, run off. I get mad. Chuck my bow out the window. It's not a good deal for anybody. So, be aware. Now, another topic. A lot of guys will say, well, you're hunting a ground blind, it's all black inside, you gotta wear black. I don't care. I mean, I spent $8 billion on camo. You best be wearing, I'm wearing it. Okay? I'm wearing that camo. I don't personally think that the deer are like, oh my gosh, she's wearing camo, we gotta run. No, they're seeing movement. That's what they're seeing. They ain't seeing your camo. Deer are colorblind the way it is. They're seeing your movement. It don't make a difference. I mean, some people are so critical on it. They'll tell you, well, we're all black, and you gotta put tape over like your Under Armour if it has white on the shirt. I don't care. Are you good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But I don't care about that. There's ants crawling all over this. I gotta hurry about it. But that's one of the things that people talk about. I just don't care about. I ain't gonna wear black. I don't personally care about that. Yeah. But during hunting season, I like to have my windows up. Hold on, I gotta stand up with this. I like to have my windows up like this. And what I'll do is, I like to have them up like that. What I'll do is I'll just crack these, so that way I could be sitting here and I could just go. I like to check every once in a while. I don't like to have my windows down. That's an automatic giveaway to me. I think that the deer are just like, well, all his windows down, they've been up all season. And then they just know. I think that they know. I think they're smart enough to know. One thing I wanted to ask you guys though. I know I have my own theories and stuff, but some things I just ain't too sure of. One of my questions is, do you guys believe in these camo meshes? See, I still like to keep my windows up Obviously, they can see through that. I mean, I bet they can. So let's say that this camo mesh is up. Do you guys believe in this camo mesh? Do you guys leave your windows down? What do you do? I'm just curious for my own self. I don't really keep my camo mesh up because, well, I just kind of chuck it down and brush my ground blind in as best I can. I even brush the front end. I'll just have this all full of brush where I can just, I'll have this all full of brush right here where I can just get a shot off or whatever. I like to brush the front. I like to brush it all. I've already went over that. But, and I've always been curious, does this throw off an arrow shot out of a bow? I have shot through it. I know it's made for shotgun hunters. I have shot through it with a crossbow, and it didn't throw the arrow off. But that ain't to say that this won't throw off an arrow. I mean, well, I'm at 5 yards. My bow ain't perfectly dialed. It's hitting about, it's hitting a little high. I want to shoot an arrow through it and just see if I can tell personally if it knocks it off or not. But I want to know, does it throw off an arrow? Even if it didn't, I don't think I'd keep it up. It's just not for me. I just hate it. I like to see. I like to see. But I think it is a cool feature, especially for shotgun hunting. It's a pretty cool feature. I don't use it. I hunt deer standing shotgun. See, like, I'm too close. My arrow's hitting. My arrow's hitting that. I can't even see where I shot through it. I mean, did that just glitch or what? I couldn't hardly pull my bow on the spot. Sitting in the bucket. Which my bow is 67 pounds. I upped it just a little bit the other day, but I was shooting 70 during deer season. I like to lower it down in the summer, but I like to work my way back up eventually. But I mean, that shot like 70 feet high. That shot high, boys. Oh, here was my shot. I mean, I say that goes off an arrow pretty bad. I mean, it just like, I don't know, like it was weird. But that's what I wanted to leave you with. You guys can test it out on your own time. Tell me, does it throw it off? Does it not? I don't know. Tell me in the comments. I don't care what you guys say. If you're gonna be one of those guys like, this guy's an idiot. I don't care. Well, that's the end of the video, guys. I'm sure I could talk forever about ground blinds and what I believe and what not, what I don't believe and stuff like that. Just know, when I'm hunting, all these windows are closed. I was gonna say 90%. I do like to leave one side window mostly open just to get some airflow in here. I can't stand when I'm sitting in a ground blind early season dying. See, I could keep going on and on like this. But I hope you guys, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I know it's kind of early for this. You probably expect this more towards deer season, but I've just been practicing a lot, you know, trying to get outside and shoot my bow and trying to figure some more stuff out for me personally, about ground blinds and stuff like that, how I can be better and all that. We all know how it goes. But I'm hoping you guys enjoyed this video and at least learned something. And if you think I need to learn a few things, leave it down in the comments. I don't care what you guys have to say. If you guys are going to say something negative, just keep it to yourselves. I really don't care. Or post it. I don't care. Either way. I don't read them, to be honest. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I'll see you on the next one. Going down here. I know I ended the video, but I want to show you guys this. I shot out that ground blind. I was aiming right from the middle. And it hit all the way up here. So I definitely think that the ground blind threw off my shot. Look at that light and knock. It is so good looking at night. But I definitely think it threw off my shot a lot. I just ain't a fan of that mesh, bro. I just really ain't a fan. That's the hole that it left right there. I was sitting on a bucket and my target was 5 yards and I was using my 20-yard pin, but I don't think that matters that much. I mean, shouldn't knocked it off that much, but that's what I wanted to show you guys. Catch you on the next one. Peace.